this February meeting to order. Matt and Errol are traveling today, and I had an email from Grace that she's out, so I guess this is it, unless we got, Ross is online, it looks like. So, first order of business, any additions or deletions to today's agenda? If not, moving down, previous minutes were emailed out. Somebody wants to vote to make a motion to approve those? Okay. All in favor? Aye. Okay. Minutes are approved. Any board member comments? Okay. All right. Tom?
Not much to offer this month, just encouraging everybody to register the votes on time. And that's pretty much it. It's that time of year when we want people to get registered as opposed to waiting until it gets warm, then they register. I like to do it on time. That's
Mine are done. Okay. Rick?
Yeah, got a few notes to talk about. The sleet last week and the rain this week has given us some trouble with keeping on track with certain things. The lake level at Avalon had been down 60 inches for our drawdown, and in the last day or so, Carol gave me a little update that it has risen 10 inches since 2 days ago. 2 days ago. But we were down a foot more than we needed to be, so we're right back where we are supposed to be, but the water is still coming down. So the gravel bar there on the lake has been taken care of, so that part of our work is done. There are some stumps and tires that were placed in the beach cove more than 10 years ago, before the beach was even conceived of, and we identified where they are. We're going to attach a cable to those and pull those out. The tires we're getting rid of because that's something you just don't do anymore. But there are some stumps that we're going to use elsewhere. But we want to get things a little bit further away from the beach, because people could, if you're treading water out beyond the line, you could bump into them and it could cause an accident. So we want to do that. Let's see, we still have the stream bank stabilization job to do on Tanyard Creek. That will occur as soon as we can get down to it. We're kind of in mud season. Our rangers had 1,056 contacts in the month of January. That compares to 1,070 the previous year, so we're pretty close. 23 people removed, 25 contacts by boat, and 19 hours on the water in January. Grounds maintenance, they're continuing to work on a kayak rack at Lake Ann. That's a very popular area for kayaking. They've been working on a lot of ice removal this past month, giving other departments a hand in getting open. And we are continuing to wait on our contractor to do some adjustments to the Windsor fishing dock that the Fly Tires helped to sponsor. They're was supposed to get here this week, but the weather has pushed him back as well. And let's see, we continue to be fully staffed. We will be advertising for seasonal POA rangers in March, like we normally do. We probably have 2 or 3 spots to fill there, and looking for good prospects. Next week, 4 of us will be going to a prescribed burn meeting, and that we'll come away with that with an idea of how to safely burn our dams for management using fire, of course, because we got some dams that we can't mow, and we have a short window to get them burned every winter. going into spring. Of course, it can't be that too windy. It's got to be dry enough. So we're going to get certified to do that and do some of that ourselves. Of course, after informing the fire department. Our trout season is still going. Our last stocking was on December the 29th. Last year we had some issues getting a permit. That seems to be repeating itself this year, but we did stock right at the end of the year, as late as we could, and I was told to expect the permit Monday this week, and we haven't seen it yet. So the aquaculture pond project is on hold due to weather. We're going to get that liner in, the first liner in, once things dry out, and we're also looking at doing somewhat of an open house and come see what's going on kind of thing, probably in the month of March when we have something to show. So we'll keep you posted about that. And we've amended the largemouth bass assessment, the scoring system that we have on our website. It wasn't giving us an appropriate picture, overall picture of what of how the bass were doing, and we've made some corrections that go back to previous years in addition to the past year. So it's a more accurate representation of what's going on there and the trends over time. So that's what I've got.
Nothing. Trey's online. You have anything, Trey?
We're getting ready to open April 1st, the marina, and that'll be spring hours, which is Tuesday to Friday, 8 to 2. I'm sorry, Tuesday to Thursday, 8 to 2. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 to 5. We'll be closed on Mondays until Memorial Day, and that's when our summer hours will start. So that's April 1st. Getting geared up for that. That's it.
Good. All right. Old business, I think you've covered Lake Avalon. New business is the youth fishing tournament.
Okay. So we discussed it last month a little bit, and we were hoping to get a representative from the group here to speak to the committee and inform us about what their proposal is. And we have a gentleman here today who can speak to that. Go ahead.
Need to talk to the mic.
That'd be great. In the mic, please.
My name is Stephen Haddock, and I started the Youth Fishing Federation last year, and what we do is we focus on education, promoting youth fishing in tournaments, and part of that is doing conservation efforts and community service. So our proposal with you guys, and I really don't know what we're looking for, but we'd like to have 2 tournaments in Bella Vista. And the dates that I have or that I picked was September 16th and November 11th of 23. So I know that's late in the year, but our season goes as the school year goes. So we're actually finishing up in March and April our 22-23 season. So our next new tournament that we would have would be in the fall, after school starts back in August, September, October, November, and run into the following year. So that's kind of what we were looking at. Our proposal for you guys is, I know that very graciously allowed us to fish this past year, and not having our members pay the daily or the weekly fee that it was the POA members pay to use the lake. And so what we've come up with is a proposal to say somewhere between $15 to $20 per boat that fishes our tournament of like non-POA members. And that in our average tournament, that'd be around $300 per tournament that we would kick back to Bella Vista. And I don't know if that's feasible or what we were thinking, but that's kind of where we were at, to ask our kids on top of their tournament fees to add in a $10, $12 fee on top of what it is to be able to fish in Bella Vista. So I've got some papers that kind of tells what we do as a club and who we are, and I didn't know how many people were here. If you want to pass it down, and just kind of give you an overview of what we do. Kind of just an overview of what we do and what we're looking at. So we have an average of 5 to 6 tournaments a year. We have a state tournament at the end of the season, and it goes on from there. So, you guys have any questions for me? I have business cards up here too. If you need a contact, that's off that paper. So one thing that we try to do is always have a conservation project, and whether it's a lake cleanup. I know that last year we participated in the Beaver Water Association. They had I think it's called Seeky or Seechi Day, where we go out and take water samples and do that. We participated in that last year. And I talked to, earlier in the week, the lady from Beaver Shed Water Alliance, and they have a lake cleanup coming up that we're going to participate in as well. So, and I know you guys need the same thing in Bella Vista because you have several lakes and several opportunities that we would love to participate in any lake cleanups. Like I know I was talking to the Fly Tire guys a minute ago, that they put on projects. They have projects that they got going on too. So it's not just and this is our whole program is we don't want to just come and have a sponsor that just gives us money or just we come and use your lake. We want to be a part of the community because Bella Vista is a huge part of Northwest Arkansas. And one of our goals as a club is there's so many other youth fishing or other clubs that travel, 5 hours, 4 hours away, 6 hours away to fish. We're staying in Northwest Arkansas. We're not traveling in 23, 24. We're not traveling outside of Northwest Arkansas. Our goal is to stay on Beaver, Bella Vista, and stay in this area because with the cost of everything, it's crazy to travel 3 hours. We don't want to stay the night somewhere. We don't want to give another community, another area, all of our funds, all of our money, our hotel stays, our restaurants. We want to keep it local, and that's kind of where that's our goal in the club is to keep it local and have local businesses support us, that we support them back. So that's kind of where we're at.
How many kids are enrolled?
Yeah. So currently, as our last tournament, and so we've gained potential kids. Our last tournament, we had 30 kids. And so that was 30 kids and then 15 adults in the boat. So there's 2 kids in every boat and a boat captain. So there's 3 people in every boat that we do. But our last tournament, we had 30 kids. And so that was good. And we've gained, I've had more people contact me and sign up. We've had 3 other teams just in the last month call me. One of our things that we have going on is on the 26th of February, we have a meeting scheduled at Bass Pro and kind of have a table set up, and we're gonna have a meeting for new members, new people. It's just an informational setting to try to get more kids to fish, and that's our goal is just to get more kids to fish. I love the ones that can throw a jig across a dock or whatever they want, but I want the new kids. I want the kids who don't have that love of fishing yet to come fishing. And one of our plans is in the spring to have, because I know not everybody has a boat or the opportunity to have a boat, but something called Take It to the Bank, where we have just an hourly tournament off the bank, where as many kids want to come. We have rods and reels and baits and stuff that we can give the kids if they don't have the equipment. They can just fish off the bank and have somewhat of a similar tournament just to kind of get them exposed to the tournament fishing idea. So that's kind of one of the things that we have in the works with, and that's in Rogers. That'll be at Lake Atlanta with working with the parks in Rogers. So once again, we're trying to keep it local and not have to travel everywhere.
Okay, I have a question. So when I hear tournament, I think monetary winning, different thing, but this is strictly promotion, getting kids who don't fish,
So
learn to fish, that type of thing.
We do have a tournament fee. There's a membership fee and a tournament fee, but all of the tournament fees go back to the kids. And actually, we have, if you look at our payouts of the tournaments, we've had more payouts than what we have kids because we've taken sponsor money, partnership money, and people kicking in and saying, hey, we want to help this tournament. So our last tournament, and I'm not 100% sure on the exact figure, but we paid out over $1,400 in cash or checks and whatever, and then we gave probably another $2,000 worth of product away. We've got a really good partnership with Abu Garcia, Berkeley, those guys, and so they've given us a ton of product to give away to the kids as well, and so. So there is monetary benefit also. One of our goals coming up is to have a scholarship program where it's not just if you win the angler of the year, the team of the year, you have to participate in certain community projects. You have to do so much community service, which and I don't have a kid in high school now, but I understand all the kids now have to do so much community service to graduate. And so we want to give them an opportunity to have those opportunities to do community service and give back to the community. And that's kind of one of our goals is to do that. So there is, to answer your question, there is monetary and there's product as well that we give back to the kids.
I think when we discussed this before, member services was gonna have to approve this fee. Did that get taken care of to our satisfaction?
So I'm gonna give you a couple different things. I've been writing some notes. So just to recap, what we're talking about is per policy to have outside events occur on the lakes must be approved by this committee or one of the committees or the board. So that's why we're talking about this. Last month when we were talking about it, Rick, unless I'm incorrect, you talked about a monthly event,
I wasn't sure how many they wanted, but up to once a month.
Okay. So I personally was, I'm not on the committee, I don't have a vote, but I was a little concerned with a monthly event. What kind of message does that send to our membership? These events should be, the ones that the committees grant exceptions to are usually charitable events, kids events. This is a kid event, but having one every single month, I was a little bit concerned that was a little bit of an overreach. 2 events, my concerns are much more mitigated. With regards to the fee, fees can only be voted upon by the board of directors. What they're describing as a donation twice a year, I don't think we should revamp our fee schedule. I think we can just phrase it as a donation, but I would encourage the committee to make the decision based upon the merits of the event, not based upon whether the POA will receive monetary funds for it. If it's a good event, if the committee feels it's a good event that'll help kids, that's one thing. So the money should not be, the money comes to Rick, meaning Rick should be the one working with the tournament saying, look, you need to cover this expense and maybe we can take these funds and use them in this way. But the decision really should be made based upon the merits of the request.
Okay.
So but going back to your question, I'd be hesitant with recreating the fee schedule or creating a new schedule just for one particular instance.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess my question then would be, based on what we already have in place, wouldn't it be no problem for them to have these boat owners that aren't members to come in and take the kids out fishing?
So we allow, our governing documents dictate that outside events must be voted upon. So we can allow outside events such as people bringing in their outside boat as long as it's charitable oriented or children oriented, and that's what we're talking about. And Rec Committee went through theirs last month. This committee went through a few last month, and then we just needed more information.
Okay.
Answer all the questions?
And
We
these
are-
are just the kids that are fishing. The
Yes, sir.
operators don't fish.
No, they do not. I will say this, our last tournament, with the first one that we had at Bella Vista on Loch Lomond, it was our first one up here, greatly appreciate it. And so to kind of get that draw, because very few of our kids or adults have ever fished in Bella Vista. We did allow an educational period from 1 to 3 at the end of the tournament for the adult to fish. But it was a rarity. It was kind of a mess up, and we won't do that again. But on a everyday normal tournament, no, the boat captain never fishes. There is once in a while, if a partner is out, sick, whatever, that there's maybe not two anglers in the boat, but there's an observer. So the observer can never fish either. And so the only person that can fish are the kids in all of our tournaments. So.
Well, typically, let's say in September the 16th, how would the tournament progress? You would just show up in the morning about 8 or 9 o'clock with boats and kids?
Oh, no, I would show up probably around 5:15 in the morning.
Oh, okay.
And we launch at Safe Light. So there's always some setup with I do a table with a banner, and there's some setup in the morning to go on, and then I'm always there while the boats are launching. So I don't know exactly when Safe Light is in September. I want to say probably around 7-ish, somewhere around there. So, the guys will start rolling in at 6:15, 6:30, launch, and then we usually take off right at Safe Light. We have prayer, we have a national anthem, and then prayer, and then we take off. And it's a single boat takeoff. So every boat that comes through, I check for live wells that are empty and kill switches. So safety being one of our main concerns for these kids is that if something goes crazy, the kill switch works and they don't have any fish in their live well. The other side of that is part of the boat captaining, because I know this is new to a lot of people, is the boat captain cannot fish. There are certain things that the boat captain can do depending on the kid's age. If they're junior high, they have a little more leeway. If they're senior high kids, they can only drive the boat. Unless there's a safety concern. If one of the high school kids is running the trolling motor and he gets them on rocks, or there's a safety issue, the boat captain can get involved, but never fish. As a senior high kid, he can't even get a bird's nest out of a bait caster. That's a no-no too. So
they fish for how long? And
the tournament lasts from Safe Light till 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Normally 3 o'clock. That's our normal takeout time. And depending on how many kids we have, the weigh-in lasts an hour, something like that. So we're usually back out of the park by 5 o'clock.
You give them trophies, awards for the largest
Yes,
fish caught?
yes.
Okay.
We have we have first, second, third place, and 2 big bass places that we give. We've got one of our guys makes these really cool plaques. That's first, second, third, and big bass. We also do prize money and product as well. Rods, reels, baits, soft plastics, whatever. So I kind of make a little gift pack for them for the winners, and then I also do small bag for the kid who's been out there all day long fishing and didn't catch them. So I give a small bag gift too, and then I just try to make it good for the kids. If I have the right partnership, our Bella Vista tournament that we had, I gave away 2 oil changes, a tire rotation, these things for adults, because these kids aren't driving. The adults are the ones footing the bill for this. And so I try to make it good for everybody involved. That one of my goals is, if you guys have ever been to a fishing tournament, and please forgive me if I don't know if you have or not, but the guys, the people fishing, if they know they're not in the top 5, top 10, whatever the places they're paying out, they leave. They go home. Hey, we're done. We're out. And one of my goals is I don't want anybody to leave our way in, because maybe you could win an oil change, or maybe your kid could get in the drawing. We do, I did poker chip drawings where we have a bunch of poker chips with numbers on them that we draw out, and if you're number 16, you get a whatever it is prize. And so I try to make it fun for everybody. The things like the oil changes and the tire rotations, whoever the kid is, the dad, the boat captain, we give it to them. So, and that's part of that poker draw that we did. When I first started, we just did a random number, did a Siri, Alexa, whatever random number, and kind of made it more fun with the poker chips. So, we try to make it fun for everybody, for the adults and the kids. So, and I don't know if that sheet, forgive me, but we are a nonprofit as well. So it's we have our 501c number and all that. So we're not a non-for-profit, not.
And you carry insurance?
Yes, our insurance comes through our governing body of the MLFTBF. So every tournament I have to fill out and I forget what the amount is, $1 million or something, what the insurance is.
So I guess we need a motion to vote on if we're going to do this.
I have one more question. Is there a cap on the boats for current tournaments? I feel like there is, right?
16. 16 on Loman and Windsor, and 10 on Ann.
So I'm assuming we'd keep that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't make exceptions for that.
And we didn't either. We had less than 16. And I will say this, the dates that I gave you guys, I looked at what I got from an email of the dates that are given already for the other tournaments that are in Bella Vista. And so I kind of went off those dates. And I didn't pick a lake. I understand there's 2 or 3 lakes that we could fish. I didn't pick the lake, but I picked the date that was open on those dates that were already filled by the other Bella Vista groups.
So I'll make a motion that we allow the Youth Fishing Federation to hold 2 tournaments on September 16th and November 11th in 2023. Good. All in favor? Ross and Matt are online. Are you guys, I see a thumbs up from Ross.
Yep, thank you.
Okay. Matt, can you hear us? Guess not. Guess the motion carries. Okay.
Thank you, guys. I actually brought, I've got cards, if anybody has questions, and I brought little gifts. I didn't know what we were doing, but I brought key tags for everybody. So,
Okay, perfect.
I'll just leave these down here if you guys want the key tags. Take them home, enjoy them. Thank you. And the cards. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Right. Anybody from the floor need to speak?
I'm Kevin Yules, and I was just elected the president of the Fly Tires, and I talked to Matt, and I told him that we want to get more involved in the lake committee and attend the meetings and see what we can do as a team to make things better for Bella Vista. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it, so thank you.
Matt texted that he voted yes, so unanimous, sir. All right, any other items? Next meeting will be Wednesday, March the 8th. With that, we're adjourned.